I now invite the Honorable Dr. C.P. Mulder.
Honourable Speaker, Honourable Deputy President, colleagues. Today is rather a sad day. It's a sad day because for the first time since 1994 we are discussing the removal of a chairperson of a Chapter 9 institution. It's a sad day. Chapter 9 is a very important part of our Constitution. It deals with state institutions supporting constitutional democracy. The PP is the first to be mentioned in that section of the Constitution. In the past 18 months, the Section 194 Committee dealt with this matter. It was the most comprehensive, most thorough, and most fair investigation process in Parliament since 1994. This is the document. This is the work, 404 pages that we dealt with. That was the document that we dealt with, the report. At the first full meeting of the committee, after having listened to the exposé of the Public Protector's legal representative, I said the following. I said in the committee that the strategy of the Public Protector was very clear. Drag this process out as long as possible, frustrate Parliament and try every trick in the book to make it impossible to make a finding. A legal representative at the time took a very strong exception to what I said. But after 18 months, we all know that I was right. The strategy was further to create the impression of a vulnerable, poor victim of an evil conspiracy. Despite the legal representation, desperate for legal representation to protect her, unlike the ordinary people, the Public Protector had the benefit of legal representation of her choice and was assisted by 4 legal practitioners from the beginning of proceedings at a cost of at least 36 million rand of the people's money. No one in South Africa since 1994 was assisted in that way. In a country where the people are literally starving and where about 60% of the youth are unemployed, it was revealed in November 2022 that the so-called People's Advocate had already received 13.1 million of the people's money to represent the Public Protector. Advocate Mpofu displayed his disregard for the poor and unemployed by calling the 13.1 million rand peanuts. Peanuts. That is the attitude about the poor and the unemployed. The Constitution is very clear. The PP can only be removed on the grounds of misconduct, incapacity or incompetence. The committee found numerous examples of misconduct and incompetence. Earlier, already the Constitutional Court found in the Reserve Bank case Advocate Mkhwebane's entire model of investigation was flawed, and this type of conduct falls far short of high standards required for the office. The Section 9 Committee reached consensus that Advocate Mkhwebane has misconducted herself on multiple occasions and in the most egregious manner. Further, did she demonstrate an unacceptable and debilitating level of incompetence. And that's why the committee recommends to Parliament that she should be removed today. The EFF made a number of points today to say every time this is a vendetta against the PP because she found against the executive. It's simply not true. You see, there was a previous Public Protector who made very bad findings against the former executive, and that Public Protector was not removed. Why? Because she was not incompetent. She was not incompetent. We can do something about this today. We can do something about this today together. My appeal to each and every member is to support this motion. Let's bring dignity back to the office of the Public Protector. The self-protector needs to go today. Thank you very much.
I now invite the Honorable General Bantu Olomisa.
Honorable Speaker and honorable members, in July 2019, Advocate Mkhwebane committed the cardinal sin of doing her job too well. She wrote a report on an investigation into allegations of a violation of the Executive Ethics Code through an improper relationship between the President and African Global Operations, formerly known as BOSASA. The ANC and DA have laid a charge against her for doing this. The evidence we have had in the Section 194 inquiry is that certain companies had donated money to the CR17 campaign. If you want to see proof of the names of the people who received payments in the CR17 saga, here it is. Read it and you will see the relationship between these companies and senior ANC leaders and key operators. The question why the President went to court to seal these records is to hide where these monies came from. These companies include, amongst others, BOSASA, Motlakeng, Maverick State, Linked Environment Services, and Behavior Change Agency, a company which featured in the linked bank statements, which later got a contract for the presidency's COVID-19 communications campaign. It wasn't the usual suspects like the big companies, but it was companies that were systematically pilfered through government departments and municipalities who funded this campaign. It is ironic that former DA leader Mkhwebane, who raised the alarm and took the matter to the public protector, found himself out in the cold, and now the DA is in cahoots with the ANC to remove Advocate Mkhwebane. Is this why my money was sacrificed? It seems Advocate Mkhwebane had hit a raw nerve with her 2019 report, and that the ANC has closed ranks and with a vengeance, and we are at the juncture where they are merely getting rid of her for doing her job too well. Finally, the House should come up with a mechanism to establish which companies are doing business with government and had donated to this campaign, and why monies had ended up in some cabinet members' pockets, as shown in this document. The UDM, therefore, categorically disagree with any course of action that sees Advocate Mkhwebane's departure from office. So mkwati ke sithi into yakuthi njengubuphethe ukhokhele jonga le mali yaqokelwa kwi-State Department kwezinye ministers zakho niyeke lo muntu obesenza umsebenzi wakhe amasela la